Yo, what's good people? So we're back with the 6th war of the season. And it's quite a short one to be fair. 4 fights, 2 of them in the middle. I've done enough times before, so there won't be a lot of talking for this war video. But yeah, it was very much a quick one for me in terms of having 4 fights, but also each of the 4 fights, it just came at like quite a busy time for me, and obviously with this war season being one where we're taking it fairly relaxed, you're going to see a bit of rustiness as I don't really prep for the 2 fights that are a bit newer to me as much as I probably would in a normal season. So first up we've got Misty Knight here. In terms of facing her, I not faced a whole deal, so it was a fairly new one, but it's Archangel. I've got the House of X pre-fight as well, which as you can see there with her ability to purify, I think she has a percentage chance based on how many charges she has of a certain kind. You can see that's going to help, and I mean Archangel with some good RNG on the Neuros will nuke it down at which so far we haven't had much help with that. And of course one of her specials there went unblockable, which like I said didn't prep enough for this one, so you can see caught me off guard, not really expecting it. But here I don't think we've had a single Neuro on her all fight yet. We're now 40 seconds in. We now start to get them on. She's already gone down quite a fair bit, but you can see now as you get the Neuros on, she absolutely melts. And yeah, Archangel just doing Archangel there. So that was the first of my 4 fights. These next 2 now is just Claire and Knull on 4B. I've taken these plenty of times in the past. I've taken them both a fair few times this season. Seems to be a pretty common pairing, but you know, Shang Chi, not too much risk involved in them. Just manage your cleanse charges, get your opportunities, and then when to get your ins, which is even easier because as you shrug stuff off you go passively unblockable. And yeah, pretty much let your special 2 rip, and that's most of the fight done. Obviously you see here taking a combo to the face, but Shang Chi is just enough of a nuke for these fights that it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, get just over 2 bars here, and I think I'm gonna go for the finishing combo here, or at least close to finishing, yeah, and then close this one out quite quickly afterwards. Another good thing with Shang Chi is as the fight goes on, his crit damage goes up. So yeah, it just really simple fights for him. Knull coming up next, again similar, just managing those cleanse charges, just double checking there, as you can see that was recording. And yeah, that's about it. Like I said, previous war videos if you want maybe a bit more detail on how to counter those fights, but not too much else to add really, having taken them a few times. Alright, 4th and final fight of the war is sersi on Conflictor miniboss. So here, as you can see, I chucked a little health potion in just because I had it expiring, figured may as well use it. But otherwise, as has been written in the descriptions, we have agreed SSx to go for a no healing war season and take things a bit more seriously next season again. But yeah, here we've got the House of X pre-fight just to help with Conflictor being there. And as I mentioned, this war really, a great deal of the use maybe for learning is just going to show the lack of preparation and what it can do at this level. So as you see there, I did not have the special 1 timing down, and that led to me taking a huge combo, and now this fight's already on the edge. Special 2 I'm a lot more comfortable with. There will probably be a mistake with that later. I think I do actually eat a special 2 later. But yeah, as you can see, the kind of, you know, disturbance from getting hit by a special 1 and now being low, I've just completely forgotten about the fact that she's also a conduit defender. She's going to get these debuffs on her. But, you know, Archangel obviously can probably out damage it, and as you see now, I've finally had some luck with getting the neuros on. She's going to start melting away. Another thing I didn't think of is obviously when the neuros aren't on, there's a chance she might trigger her glancing. It's a pretty high chance, so that was something else to watch out for. And I think at some point, I do die to this fight, by the way, I should say. There we go, she triggers it now, and that means that it's going to be very hard to get the bleeds and poisons on her that I need. So what I should really have done is just wait out the glancing and then gone in, but instead obviously I'd hit into her and then panic and eat the special 2. So not a great fight overall, but as you can see, still got it all the way down to 30% despite playing awful. Archangel, great option here, but again, just a showcase in why you do your prep at this level. Just make sure you're confident with the specials. I remembered the special 2 well, but unfortunately that special 1 at the start clearly didn't have the timing. And yeah, just knowing the little things like, you know, waiting around her glancing, which I think now you'll see I do start to take into account. Do a little hit there, just kind of think at this point just tried my luck, seeing if I could get a few bleeds ready for when the glancing is off. Didn't work. And another thing's obviously, yeah, the conflictor is going to be shrugging off some of the debuffs I'm trying to put on her, so a lot going on in this fight. Archangel should nuke it. A lesson to learn is obviously do your prep, and yeah, you're probably thinking, yeah, you're going to see this one out, right? She's on like 12%. Spoiler alert, I'm going to die one more time. Yeah, just sloppy. She's going to be at like, I think 3% or so, so it's probably coming about roundabout now. Just unfortunate here as well, 5 bleeds and the poison's not quite coming, but now we get it, and yeah, she triggers her glancing right before I wanted to get some neuros on. And we eat the special 1 again, lovely. So yeah, 2 deaths, not great, but that's it for the fights this war. And coming up in a moment, you'll see the final results. It is ended in another defeat for us. We are, what was that, 1 for 5 this season. Again, we have been taking it a little bit on the more relaxed side, but with the final 3 wars, obviously we'll be looking to try and get those wins on the board, see if we can hopefully at least secure Plat 1 and keep our war rating in a decent-ish spot going into next season, where obviously focus will be back on and probably going for a Masters push again. But that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.